This is Arc Analysis.
No, this is an episode, no?
This is Arc Analysis.
This is where we do the talk before the intro, right?
This is Arc Analysis. I wrote his name down as Time. Sorry.
Whose time?
Instead of Tim. I just glanced over at my notes and it was like Time. And I was like, that's not a name.
Could be.
This is Arc Analysis.
Is it?
It's Arc Analysis. This is our book club.
It is a book club, isn't it?
It's basically book club. It just sounds cooler when you say Arc Analysis.
I mean, you think that. We don't know if it actually sounds as cool as we think.
We're at like 103 and you never told me it sounds cooler than book club? Or it doesn't sound
we've
cool?
never. This is the first time you called it book club. Like, if I knew there was a comparison.
I'm trying to break it down to the new listeners because I know there's new ones.
Are there? Hey, new people.
There,
share, subscribe.
Don't doubt it.
Rate us. Even if you don't like us, rate us on wherever you find podcasts because we're available.
That's it. 5 stars.
Statboy is not doing his job on Twitter, but check us out on Instagram because Statboy is doing work over there. So, we're available. We're going to start a Substack at some point. Maybe.
Get a Kickstarter for the start of our podcast.
Find us on Facebook with our parents.
No, I don't
Look at our baby boys. They did something.
Man, whenever I log into Facebook, it's just like nightmare fuel.
You don't like the polarizing takes that
it's nothing but that. That's all it is.
Friends from high school now have just come out of the woodwork to be like, you know what? I'm not even gonna make a hot take because I don't associate with the hot take. Yeah, it's really hot takes. So
it's not even that, but it's that. But then it's also like the quote unquote articles that come out that are just like you read it. And it's like that's not even. I don't have to do research. I just know that's not true. Like this. There's no, and people were like, you see the comments, 8,000 comments. I'm like, oh, we are doomed as a species.
Unless we have to fight aliens, predators, terminators.
Yeah, then we're good. We're doing good.
I hated that book. I can't wait to reread it.
You want to read it again? You want to review our review? I
think we're doing a XVP versus or across the pages against Ninjets to find out what's the worst comic.
Which one's the worst?
Yeah, I think we're gonna do a best of the best of like which is the worst one we've read because I think it's time.
And then it's like X-ray Robot is like it's there too, but it's just the most disappointing.
It's good though, and then we have to put back in Shadowland, which was really good, and then it just jumps off a cliff of like, why did you do any of this? Right? And that was early. That was like, why are we reading comic books if this is what they're gonna be?
Shadowland was like our 5th one.
Yeah,
this is 103. So we've been at it for a little while.
There's not a lot of duds. We don't really go to like shitty ones, which I think we should.
Well, I've been trying to find them. Like I try to find them, so then I just stop trying to find them, and then lo and behold, here comes Alien vs Predator vs Terminator.
It's one Google search away of like what's a bad comic book that you read, or one Twitter search or
because those ones stick more than the good. Well, that's not true because there's a few really really good ones that are just like always fresh in my mind. But
we will find a way to laugh at something that's terrible, but like hate in the fact that we had to read it in order to get that laugh.
Yeah.
Something good is just like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah, exactly, and then
an acknowledgement.
And the bad ones are actually more fun to talk about because we have more to say. When they're like I think it's what you're alluding to too, right? It's like when they're good, it's just like, yeah, okay, well, we don't have much to say about this except for this is awesome.
You should read it. Yeah, we liked it. Bad is like, how could you be this bad? This doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
You have to be blind to make this.
So published by DC Comics in 1998, written by Jeff Loeb, drawn by Tim Sale. That's where I wrote his name as Time Sale. That's what I was laughing at.
It's time.
The same duo from The Long Halloween and Dark Victory.
Your favorite Batman.
Dark Victory is awesome. Long Halloween stunk.
It wasn't
Superman.
Is it in the bottom 4? Would you put it in the best of the worst? If we had to do
I think I was just really, really disappointed because everybody talks about it. Because I don't think we did it. We didn't do an arc analysis for it. It was in our Batmeet episode, but we did an arc analysis for Dark Victory afterwards, which is much better. Long Halloween is like might be one of the most overrated comic books ever. People talk about it like it's like this Batman Bible, and I'm like, what? Am I reading the same thing?
They made a sequel for it too.
Yeah.
Didn't they go back to it? Yeah, they went back to the well.
Well, technically, Dark Victory is the sequel to it, but you're right. There's like a Long Halloween 2.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to jump into that at some point.
I mean, if there's Happy Gilmore 2, there's got to be Long Halloween 2.
Spaceballs 2.
That will actually be good.
So I'm excited for that one. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that one. Mel Brooks, 98 years old.
Yes. Just plug it away. Like, this is his last one.
Coming out of retirement.
Who's going to play Barf? Pullman's dead. Candy's dead. Joan Rivers is dead.
Pullman's not dead. Pullman's not dead.
Pullman's
he's gonna
dead.
He's going to play the president.
Pullman's dead.
No, Bill Pullman?
Yeah, no.
No, he does that show, Sinner. But he's going to be...
It's the other guy. Fuck.
Who you think of, John Candy?
No. Bill Pullman always gets compared to... I got to look it up, but he's in Twisters. He's in Terminator. They don't even look alike, but for whatever reason, they fit the same description.
I was like, Kevin Costner? But he's not in any of those movies. It's just the first like blonde white guy that I thought of.
Bill Paxton.
Oh, Bill Paxton. Yeah, they look nothing alike.
They don't, but like they always confuse for whatever reason. The internet's like Bill Paxton is Bill Pullman and Bill Pullman is Bill Paxton, and then Bill Paxton died, and then was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, he was funny. It must be because of the names Bill and then a P name. That's 2 syllables. And then Bill and a P. You know what I mean?
You could try and make an excuse for the internet, but no.
I was trying to make sense of it. I wasn't trying to excuse them. I hate the internet.
But again, I'm glad that Bill Pullman is not dead because that's what. Him and, was it Daphne Zunga are the only 2 remaining of the main cast?
Oh, really?
Who plays the princess?
Yeah, I don't know her
Rivers
name.
Is dead. Candy's dead. Pizza the Hut ate himself.
That's right. Yeah, he ate himself to death. Like, but yeah, Pullman's not going to be playing. He's not going to be playing Lone Star. He's going to be playing the president, who Mel Brooks was playing in the last one. So
okay, they should get his son because his son is the spitting image of him.
Maybe he'll be Lone Star,
who plays Sentry.
Oh, really? That's his son?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
He looks exactly like him. How do you not?
I haven't seen the movie yet because I just saw flashes of him with hair over his face. It's kind of like who's the son that I got that I was surprised. Oh, Kurt Russell's son. When you're like, that's his son, I was like,
Wyatt Russell?
Yeah, you're like, that's his son.
He looks exactly like him, and he's also in the same movie. Those are both spitting images of their fathers.
It's just funny because I'm like, this guy looks familiar. They're like, oh, that's so and so's son. I was like, oh yeah.
Like straight from the testicle. You can't get confused between these guys. Like, oh, I know your dad is 100%.
I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense when you said that. I didn't put 2 and 2 together there.
This is an Hawk analysis. So from Sentry to Superman, here we go.
So Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale, yeah. Were you a fan of The Long Halloween? I don't think neither one of us was, right? It was a little too convoluted. My point is, this is the same
Batman
combo.
Was a blur.
This one's much better.
Yes,
much better. Maybe because he was only focusing on the one character rather than trying to put the entire rogues gallery in. But
that, and there's not really another villain in it. I know Lex is in it, but he doesn't really present himself as the evil entity opposition that Superman normally has to face. Basically, Superman's fighting like natural disasters, and his ego or lack thereof, like just his confidence, like deciding that he wants to be Superman. I could not get over how tiny his face looks. So like it just broke me every time I saw it because it makes him look dumber than he actually is.
Yeah.
So he kind of has this like Moose from Archie comics look where he looks like this big overgrown jock, but you find out that he's super sensitive and like cares too much maybe about like everything that's going on around him. I don't know if it's to his detriment, but it definitely helps. Like the simplistic look of the book helps the story.
It's just his head and his face. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 3 lines to do his entire face, and it's in the center of his like. He's got a big head, but like they keep giving him a tiny face, and he's the only one with it, which is hilarious because he should stand out because he's an alien. But like this is just like, oh, like if I saw this guy, I'd be like, this guy's weird, right? Just off of genetics. So I kept breaking off that, although I shouldn't. Every other face is like a level of realist. Like you can see like lines and wrinkles and noses and like chin dimples that like it looks like he used source material to find whose face this is going to be. But for Superman, it's like, oh no, this guy's he's all, at certain point he's just all eyebrows and like chin. I was like, what is going on?
His chin is half his face. That's the thing, right? Like,
because
yeah, that's why I sent you. Because I completely agree. It was like like Tim Sale's a good artist, and the art in this book is great, but
Yeah.
Superman's face is like it's just
Yeah.
squinched up. So it
He looks like an internet meme, which is great.
yeah.
I think it's for purpose. I think it makes sense because he shouldn't. You can't be a god and like good looking. Like
Yeah.
there should be something off about you, and the fact that like he kind of has a baby face on like this mature body makes
Yeah.
sense for the story that they're trying to tell. Like he's still a boy that can't understand. He's a man, and he's trying to be a man, even though he's been blessed with his godly powers. So he's constantly chasing the next evolution of who he's going to become, which is a great internal struggle for like Superman and Clark Kent. But you look at his face, you're like, this guy's weird. Like he just
Yeah.
looks like
Yes.
out of place, and it gives you the sense of like that's probably what he's feeling. Like no matter how hard he tries, he's never gonna fit in. And I think that's the moral of the story. Is like I'm not supposed to fit in, right? I'm the one that's supposed to stand out.
And there's one thing I like. I was gonna say we always say, but I always say. I think you agree too. Is like two of the hardest characters to write would be like Hulk and Superman, and it's because they're so powerful
Mm-hmm.
that you can't really focus on the powers. You got to focus on who they are as characters. And right at the top, we were saying that's exactly what this is. Like it's a really good Superman book
Mm-hmm.
because it's about him and how he can't just punch his way through a virus, right? Like it's not, he can't.
A tornado's coming. It's like, what the hell? How do I fucking deal with this tornado?
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And it's broken up into 4 books. So it's 4 issues long. And each book represents a different season. And each season is narrated by a different character.
Which is cool.
I loved it. I thought that was such a cool take. The first book is Spring, narrated by Pa Kent. Then it's Summer, narrated by Lois Lane. And Fall, narrated by Lex. And then Winter, narrated by Lana Lang.
There you go. Who is my sneaky MVP? Like I loved her final book. She had so much insight and kind of understanding of who Superman has to become, and then like breaks his heart even though he broke hers. Right? Like it's a weird sort of like we're first loves, but we can't be loves because he's more than what he wants to be. Like he has to be this entity. He has to be like the savior for everyone else, and he's just like, can I just hang out with you and like fly? And she's like, I would love that, but that's not gonna work for what it is. My question to you was, what do you think of them making Lex a ginger?
That was, I thought he was going to slowly, I thought he was going to lose his hair. And he was kind of losing it throughout, but he never went full bald. He just had that weird skullet going on. I was laughing because I was like, yeah, he would be a ginger.
Just soulless and evil?
Yeah, he would be a ginger.
Shots fired to anyone that's a ginger listening. We've both had bad experiences with gingers in our lives.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yep.
100%. Some good, some bad.
Like if it's female, good.
Yes.
If it was male,
yes. That's it.
That's how it goes.
So we've had the exact same experiences. Well, similar experiences.
Well, it's probably the same girl.
At the same time.
Yeah. Super. I'm not gonna.
No, we'll
move on from that reference because you won't edit it out. These ones don't get edited. You get all the unfiltered.
Yeah. That's still PG, I think.
Because they can't read our brains.
Did you find yourself looking to like? Were you more excited, or just as excited or interested, I should say, to find out who was narrating than like what would happen in the books? Because like when we got through Pause, that makes sense. Then Lois, and then when Lex came, that added a lot of personality because Lex, he really embodied their voices well. And I was like, who's gonna be the 4th book? I was like, I can't, like, who is it? And then it was Lana. I was like, oh, that's an interesting.
Lana was a great turn and like a great way to bookend everything that we read up to that point. I really liked Lois's because she's such a ball buster and like she kind of hates everybody, which like
very relatable
for you.
Yes.
But the narration was such a smart way of doing it. Like the art direction's really cool too. Like the way that they show Metropolis. Like you start off in, I guess, small city Kansas, and like it slowly grows. But to get to like the Daily Planet and just see how the world has evolved from where Clark grew up to what it is now was great. I just kept laughing that every time they showed like LexCorp, it's a big L in the sky.
Yeah.
So like Superman's always flying over an L. I was like, that's funny for so many different reasons. And like there'll be like little panels that like it's just Lex at the top saying truth. And I was like, what? But it's a big L. So it's like, is it a truth or is it a lie? Right. So,
or is he just a loser? Is he just a big loser?
I mean, he won't shave it all off and he won't pay for the toupee. So,
or the plugs.
He has enough money where he could have just birthed the baby to grow hair for him, and then stole the scalp.
That's exactly something he would do. That's
A man of means.
yeah. Was you? Oh, you wanted the offspring or an heir? No, I just want his hair, and then wear it like a bloody cap. Yeah, the Lana one was interesting too because I thought it was going to be Superman narrating his own books, and I'm glad it wasn't. I was like, no, this is cool because you get some more backstory because it follows the story too. He runs into basically a man-made virus that he doesn't know what to do with. So everybody's dropping dead around him or dropping ill around him, and he has to go back to Smallville to kind of find himself because he basically Lex pretty much ran him out of Metropolis.
Yeah.
And so when he does that, it makes perfect sense. And I'm like, of course it's Lana narrating this. And he comes back to his roots, helps him find himself, and she helps him.
It's a very smart book.
Yeah, it is.
It completely understands that even the best Superman story shouldn't really come from Superman because, again, like we were saying, he's the outsider, right? So it's interesting to see this character through other people's eyes who are so close to him and yet so far. So even on his best day, pause. It's like, this is my baby boy. But like, the shots of Clark listening in his room to the conversations that are happening and him just like painful, like, I don't know what to do here, right? Like, I'm stuck. I understand everything that's going on here, but I don't really understand everything that's going on here. So to come from his father who sees his son one way, but can't really articulate all the shit that he's going through. Like the moments where like Clark's just standing in the field and like Ma Kent's like, he's out there by himself. She's like, pause, like, I got it, and go walk to him. Like, those are, for just panels, those are some of the saddest panels you'll see because you get everything you need from the look of it and the 2 words that Pa gets to say, right? So I love the seasons, like you were saying, and I think the genius of this book is never really giving Superman the control of his own story. It's how everyone else looked at him in their story, right? Like, he's the greatest side character, even though he's supposed to be a main. And I don't know how often we get to see that in a Superman book.
Also, something else that the narrating side characters, I didn't really want to say side, but the narrating books kind of leads to is that it does help him feel larger than life too. Because like you're saying, he's the main character, but he's also kind of a side character because everybody's talking about him. And you see what you follow his life, but you hear it from people's perspectives and their opinions on him and stuff. You don't really get his opinions like inside his head, really, until he's vocal about it to the other characters. So it makes him
comes like when he's breaking down, right? Like he cries over like 3 bodies in this. Just, oh man, like you see this mammoth of a man just powerless over things that he can't control, and then you don't get to really hear his understanding of it. It's narrated of like how somebody is interpreting how Superman is dealing with this death, and it's like, wow.
It's awesome. They really understood the character here, and I want to talk more about what happens, but I don't really want to spoil it either because I think people should just kind of read it and kind of go along with it because it's not really like big spoilers here. We already told you about the virus and some other natural disasters that he has to come to terms with, but it's just, I don't know, it's just well written. It's a great like first Superman book. If you want to understand Superman, here you go.
If you don't like Superman, I would argue that you should check out this book because for someone that personally, Superman was never really my favorite. He was kind of like a one note, like, well, once you get him, you get him. To see them understand Superman is probably best played if you understand his environment. And this is such an environment book of these are all the things that he affects and the dominoes that topple over once he kind of makes his entrance is really, really well done.
Yeah, that's true. The upcoming movie by James Gunn, this is one of the biggest inspirations. I think All-Star Superman is like the main one, but some other books that he mentioned that were the main inspiration was actually this one.
I hope they do the color wash when Superman zooms through the panels, where they just did like bright lights of like classic, red, gold, and blue. Like that looked amazing, and it looks
really cool.
It's like watercolor artwork. Like the artwork is for me reminiscent of like kind of like 1950s pinup sort of.
Yeah.
The only thing that's the outlier is the Superman face, which is funny and kind of ironically makes sense to like this weirdo. Like he's never gonna fit in. He's always gonna look like an outlier.
As he should, really.
Yeah,
he is an alien. Like.
He's an alien, and maybe illegal. We don't know.
Maybe illegal. Yeah.
He wasn't born here. He wasn't born in America.
He just showed up.
Where are your papers? Nobody ever asked for his papers.
No, no, and even in this book, nobody asks for papers. They just kind of roll with it.
Yeah, I always wonder how he gets the job, and like they're like, okay, cool, give me your social insurance number. He's like,
My what?
6'3". Like, just the amount of stuff he has to BS in order to like get through a day to day.
Get anywhere?
But then, like X-ray vision, I guess you just steal somebody else's social insurance number. But that wouldn't work because eventually HR is like, "Hey, man, like this number's not real."
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Hold on. Where are you going? And then he just zips out the room with all those colors.
If anybody's out there that's a writer, could you write a Superman book where like he's constantly trying to deal with bureaucracy of like HR and like keeps having to like freeze time to like change numbers and like fill in tax forms and stuff because he doesn't have all the information and that's what he found out. Yeah.
So we rate this on a good or bad basis. Boom being good, Bob being bad, and whoosh for what I just read. Easy boom for me. Boom. I enjoyed this way more than I expected to, because I didn't know it was gonna. I've never heard of this book before. Because I wanted to research something for the movie, and I was like, "What are the inspirations?" And All Star Superman, of course it is. And then there's a couple other ones listed. And I was like, "What is this?" I was like, "This is great." So I was pleasantly surprised for once.
Yeah, it's an easy boom. Boom. I don't know how we're gonna compare it to the movie because the movie seems to add so many more characters into this. And this one was so streamlined of this is just what Metropolis is, and it's really only like 6 characters in it, and it serves it justice doing that. Like we didn't talk about Toxin at all, and we don't need to. It's definitely a recommend. You should check it out if you're a Superman fan, and if you're not, if you're just a good storyteller, book club, whatever we're calling this thing now.
Well, it's our analysis, but
it's a good story. It's a really good story.
Yeah, it is. And it's like, it's just pieces. I don't know. It's just a day in the not even a day. It's like part of his life. Also, shout out to Lois Lane for almost figuring out that Clark Kent was Superman.
She like stumbles on it and then just gives herself the, nah, it couldn't be him. Like that. I wanted to punch the screen. I was like, how dare you do that?
I laughed a little bit. I was like, you're right there.
Yeah, it's charming. That's why I got upset. I was like, oh, that's super cute because that's the only way. Like she would be the one to find.
And it would be, exactly. It would be Lois too. Yeah. Oh, actually, if you want to suggest to us any books to read for Arc Analysis, our quote unquote book club.
Suggest bad ones. I'm at that point now. Just
honestly,
give us some. What's the worst book that you guys read? And we'll give it a whirl. We gotta rejigger our measuring stick because we're in disagreement if Ninjets or AVPVT is the worst book that we've read.
Which is funny because they're both neither one of us liked either one. Like we didn't like. It's not like I liked one and you liked the other. It was no, we both don't like either one. We just don't know how exactly much we disliked either.
That's why we have to reread them. Yeah. This is the masochist in me. It's like they gotta go through it again, and that makes me. I have to read AVPT 4 times. That'll be my 4th time reading the.
That's insane, dude. That's insane. That's more than you've read like the Kill Lock.
No, I read that. I read that
4 times.
Oh yeah, no, not 4 times. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, you can email us at conpatrolpod@gmail.com. I don't know, or you can just DM. You can also DM at Instagram at Comic Patrol Pod.
You could, and I think you can throw comments on anything. Throw a comment on something, and maybe Statboy will read it. I don't know. Statboy doesn't even read our emails anymore, so we got to talk to that guy.
We got to figure out what's going on with Statboy.
He really likes Instagrams.
He's in the wind.
I don't want to like take him off his. He's in his bag over there. But
son of a bitch.